you ever had that conversation with your parents where you kind of understand what they're talking about, but you also kind of don't? You know, when they start telling you about how things were back in their day, about how they didn't have the internet back then, they would send their mail and expect it to be back for about a week or a month or so. You know, those kinds of stories where you kind of understand that they were coming from a different time, but you also can't imagine what it was like during that time. Yeah, you ever get that? You see, the funny thing about this is that it also goes the other way. You see, there will be times when they will approach you with their phones out and they're gonna ask for help on how do you operate this app, how do you book a Grab, how do you download music from Spotify, and you see, there's it goes both ways. And I think one of the reasons why that happens is because there's a generational gap, right? And so you and your parents, you were born like 20, 30 years apart on average. So think about it. If sometimes you're having a hard time understanding your parents who were born 20, 30 years before you, how much more understanding the Bible that was written thousands of years ago? It's not just old, it's ancient. And when we read the text, we are stepping into a new world. If at any point you started reading your Bible and you got confused, I just want to let you know that's okay. That's normal. What we want to do now is we want to give you a couple of things that will help you relate with the word better. We want to give you 2 things to consider and 1 thing to do. First thing, it's important to consider the setting. Say you're traveling to Japan. You have to prepare yourself for it. You have to understand the culture and the tradition and the language of the place. It's the same thing with the Bible. For example, majority of the biblical story involves this people group called the Israelites. And you see, what may seem normal to them then is weird to us now. Stuff like animal sacrifices, annual pilgrimages, sprinkling of blood all over the temple. When we're reading the biblical story, it's important to understand where and when it's happening. Part of understanding the story is understanding the setting. The second thing to consider is the bigger story. Think of a 3-part movie. It's a trilogy. Imagine if you started watching on the second part. For you to understand what's happening, it helps to understand the context. The Bible is like that. It's telling a bigger story. And so it's important to consider which part of the story are we reading from. So those are the 2 things to consider. And the 1 thing to do that will help you relate with your Bible better is to always ask questions. Approach your leaders, do some research. There's a reason why we're doing this as a community, so that we can support one another. Whatever you do, don't stop asking.